hell did I just make? Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Choose Your Own Path. Today, well, we're not making this, but I'm a huge Todd McFarlane fan. I always loved Spawn. Spawn, I have like about 20, 30 of these guys hanging around. Some of them in the boxes, some of them up on the top. I've always loved this kind of stuff. So, without Spawn being there, of course, I want to make some sort of throne. So, what I was thinking is making a, what is that called? No idea what the hell's called. Phoenix. What the hell's going on? So, best thing for stuff like this is dollar store. What I did was, I took the wings and the head. PROXXON. We're doing stuff with it now. What we're going to do is we're going to try to mimic this in a smaller scale, because this is way too big. Sort of like this. Now, I'm off by a bit because I did something wrong. This shouldn't have been so thin, but we can fix that. We just add a piece in there. We're going to do that. We're going to put the Phoenix head on the top, and then the wings are going to come out on the side like that. I'll show you. I'll show you. So right now I'm just trying to get things set up. We'll get back to you. Alright, so we just kind of changed up the design because I didn't like the way it was looking. I just took another piece and put it on there, so it's all glued on there. And you can see the overhangs. Now, technically I'm going to use this guy to shape it. Problem with that is it's a bit big for this kind of project. So I think, what I'm going to do is we're going to use the small little knife that we always have. And all I want to do is I just want to let it warm up for a sec. I'm just basically shaping it out so it sort of flows together, kind of thing. That's what I'm looking to do. You want to get this off as soon as you can, because you don't want to breathe in the fumes like I was telling you guys before. So all we're going to do is just make a bunch of little swirly dents to it, I guess, whatever. Make some patterns to it, or just basically a random. Also, when we're doing the top piece, we said we wanted to put the head there, so we got to sort of figure out how we're going to even this out a bit. Maybe if I just put it on the table and I just kind of pull this piece here, we could get a straight line sort of in and out of it. So, and then, like I said, we're just going to play around with a little bit of the sides here so we can get some evenness out of it. Just sculpting whatever we think is will look good. In and out of the pieces. And like I said, make sure you get the little, if there's pieces that stick to this hot knife. Well, I call this a hot knife because it's smaller. I mean, the big one, yeah, it's great. I'll give you that. It'll work perfectly for bigger projects pieces. But right now we need something a little smaller, just to get in and out of this little build. So once we have that kind of a look to it that we're going with, throw it all over the place, we also want to sculpt out how the base is going to go. So we need to, scratch myself, we need to basically figure out how we want this to look. So we want this to be sort of like a ledge here. This pink stuff cuts a lot better in general. So we're going to just bring that down. Then we also want to blend the side pieces that we have. So all we're going to do is kind of cut down into them. And drop things everywhere again. All we're going to do is sort of cut into it and bring it in like this, and then sort of bring the base to a kind of a mold itself, so that it kind of looks funky. I got too much stuff on my table, that's the problem. And then we're just going to bring the back side too. Same thing. Try to give it a kind of a rough, right to the edge kind of a look. All right. Some of the back here. We're just pulling down until we get to the end so we can make that kind of off look. And in the front too, we want to basically make it so we don't see that flat kind of edge. So with this tool we could do a couple of things too, is just try to get this sides out, and then we also want to make it so it looks like it's got a design to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the tool and I'm just going to go back and forth, up and down, and give it some cut lines like this, all the way through, just sort of, I don't know, giving it an old look. Like this. This will give it that look. Rocky base kind of look. We're just going to go all the way around doing this. And go in different ways, different directions. And then when we get to the white and the pink, we're just going to sort of blend it in by going up and down. Try to match it in. Sort of like that. Okay, let me just clean up my table. So we're going to keep on shaping our chair. Kind of getting a little general shape of the arms. Trying to pull out some of it, not to make it so thick. Just putting cut lines in them everywhere. That's another good little thing too. And making sure that our chair is sort of even, so it looks like it could be sat on. We're just making like grooves everywhere. Just gonna make it look old and kind of derelict-y kind of thing. And like I said, all we did, wisps everywhere from this, is just taking our knife and cutting in grooves everywhere so it looks old, and especially around the lines where it meets, you want to get in there so it kind of blends in. It'll kind of make it look cool. Doing it everywhere. And then I guess with the paint and the Mod Podge, we'll kind of cover it up too a bit. We're not going to be over concerned about, you won't tell that this is a couple of pieces. That's the difference. We just want to make sure that we got a lot of design to it. And it looks kind of different. So next step is we are going to take our black wash with, it does have Mod Podge in it, but I think it hardened at the bottom. It sits too long, but it still has the color. What we want to do is get this all painted up so it matches to one color, and then we'll let it set and dry so that you can see what's going on. And then once it's set, then I wouldn't be so oddly worried if it's going to break or whatever, right? get as much as we can inside all the little cracks. That's why we water it down, so it sort of flows through all the cracks and crevices and all that. Okay, because we did carve pretty deep with these guys with the tool, and we want to make sure that we get every little piece so this can harden up a little bit better, and then maybe we could see more detail. Never done this before, guys. This is something new. Just want to do some sort of throne chair, kind of something different out there. A lot of great ideas that people are making, you know, for their players. Unfortunately, I do not have a group. I don't play the game. I don't think I'd even have time if I played the game. There's so many things going on. But even if this gives you an idea when you're to make, I'm happy. You know, I'm a happy man. So you can see we're getting the color, the darkness into it. And more that this has paint in it, it's just to, again, because it has the Mod Podge and it's watered down, it will help it set. That's what we're looking at doing. We are going to add some color to it. And then, you know what, one day we're going to pull out the airbrush down there. It'd be nice to try that on this project, to get some colors in there. Some inks would be cool. Now, there's separation between there, and I see that more now. So we may have to do a little filler around that. And when I mean a little filler, I'm thinking just taking a piece of, my ear's itchy, a piece of styrofoam and kind of blending it in so that we don't see those cracks. But let's just see how it looks after it dries, right? So let me finish this and then get back to you. So instead of just trying to cover these little spots that look like they're in half with other pieces of styrofoam, I want to do something else. Like, you see a lot of my stuff has a lot of tree kind of groomy things. My style, I like that. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to go with straight Mod Podge now. This is also going to help it staying harder and, you know, just getting there. And I'm just going to lay some around here, around the pieces, and we're just going to glue them to here instead. Hopefully that'll stay. Not sure if it will. Some pieces will stay better. We're just going to lay a bunch of glue on it, a bunch of Mod Podge, so that effect will come out. We're going to go around our piece, so where I know where it's split into different sections, and we're just going to add these big pieces all around it, like so, and then just taking a gloop of Mod Podge and kind of wiping it on there. The Mod Podge dries clear, right? So we're not overly concerned about all this white that's going around it. You'll see more of the tree after effect. If I was able to do it, I'm not, because I'm helping out a buddy, and I'm going to put his, and I said it before, I don't have to put his link, because you just have to go to Facebook, and it's called Game Night, and he makes minis, and he makes really good quality ones too, as I could see. Actually, he's sending me one out, which is going to be awesome. You'll see it when it gets here. I'll show you what it is, what he's sending me. So yeah, check out his Facebook site. It's really cool. It's got a lot of stuff on there, stuff that, you know, people can use. Skulls, rats, you know, stuff like that would be so cool. If I could have had access to that today, it'd be going on this, but I don't. So might have to make an order. All right. So check him out. He's on Facebook, and his page is called game night. I talk to him quite often. I think, in fact, let's see if I can get something else, some information off. So, this is his site. Can you see that? Will it focus? Game night. So if you see this, you're on the right path. So make sure you check him out for all your minis. He does a lot of stuff. If he can get the PDA file for it or whatever he uses, he could print it up. So tables, barrels, you name it. I'm more positive he could do it. I hooked up with him because I saw his minis, and I've been looking around. I've been looking around for minis, even out here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I've been looking for some. I had contacted a guy, but you know what, guys? If you don't get a good vibe off of somebody, like when you're talking to them, if they don't respond to you right away, or you know, they really don't give you any help, because if you don't know what you're doing, how the hell are you supposed to get anywhere? This guy, right off the bat, he was super kind, helpful, showed me what he had, even showed me the stuff he used, kind of thing, you know, to explain to me. I don't need to know more than that because that's not my gig. Can't wait to get what he's sending me, and you guys are gonna super love it when you see it. I know you're gonna like it. I'm gonna love it. You're gonna love it. We're all gonna love it. So again, like I said, let's get back to what we're doing. We're just going to put our glue sort of here and around, and we're just placing. See, the thing with this is hot glue would probably be a lot easier to do, but then again, hot glue leaves big chunks, I guess, of wisps everywhere. I don't want to see that on this one, so that's why we're just going with the Mod Podge. What we'll do is we're just going to add these on now. We're going to let it set, let it dry, and then we'll come back and hit it again with some more Mod Podge so that it stays solid. Pretty simple. Alright, so just getting a couple pieces in just to hide that kind of crazy design. We also got to make something to sit on this. That's going to be fun. That will definitely be different, because we've never done that. Not saying that we can't, because if I could do it, you could do it. Remember that. Always say it. A little bit more of this. Because once this stuff dries on here, it dries solid. Like, you won't see nothing. You won't see the glue. I showed you before in all the other videos of all the makes, the glue just disappears. Not overly concerned about it being there. Really nice thing is about the Mod Podge is it sticks. It's very durable. If you have pieces like I just carved here by hand, and you want to harden them up, just take your Mod Podge and get in there so that they don't break. I mean, obviously we're not using the epoxy on any of our projects because I don't think it would do very well. But you can just take your glue, and again, these minis, these projects are the same. They're made for gameplay to show, meaning that once you place them, yes, you can move them around. That's not an issue, but usually they sit in one spot, and then the dungeon master, the DM, tells you what to do and where to go and how to roll, and da-da-da-da, you're good to go. Lots of fun. I remember when I was a kid, I loved it. So that's just that. Because I know I went too deep here on one of the arms at the bottom, and it's sort of like, if you touch it, it's sort of wobbly. It's not going to fall off, but it's sort of wobbly. So I really want to get that hardened. So again, I will take my my Mod Podge, and just sort of brush it on there, and then when it dries, it'll be pretty solid. Yeah, can't jump on it, but it'll be solid. Alright, so as you can see, we put a bottom base of our leaves or whatever, or kind of guess you can call them. And then, like I said, we're going to let this, we have to let it set and dry. It doesn't take long. Use a hairdryer if you want. And we will come back and add another coat so that we make sure that this is down solid. It's not like going to go all over the place, right? And then maybe we might even just try to carve up some little rats and put them all over the place. Skulls, I'm not too familiar if I can do that. I do have something here. They're sort of like what I have on my necklace. I wish I could use my necklace for these projects, but nope, ain't gonna do it. I had these little, they're pretty tiny, but these guys I got, I don't know if they'll focus. They're heads from our gas station years back. As a promo thing, gave them away. They were little sticky things, little suction cup things, and they were the superheroes, and I don't use those. So I just popped the head off and I kind of dug into them and I painted them black, and I'm going to highlight them with some white. Maybe we might be able to stick these on there and make them look good. You know, kind of, well, we'll show you later. It's good. The paint, you got to get the color in before you see everything, right? All right, so let's let this dry and then we'll get back to you. Stay tuned. So I found these, well, a buddy of mine gave me these little skulls from Mexico. So we are going to do something with them. We're going to add a piece of toothpick. And we're just going to glue them inside of here. So it's like a little sharp thing there. We'll let that set. And then where's the other one? Oh, it's in here. I'll take this one. And do the same thing. Then what we're going to do, we're going to put some hot glue on the toothpick itself. You gotta watch it put too much on there because it'll just make a big blob. And we're going to stick them in a little hole. And we're going to stick them on there. Look at that. Here. I'm sitting down. So we have that effect. Ooh. Maybe. Alright, we're going to let that sit and then we'll be back. Right. So next, we're going to take some gray. And we're just going to paint a little bit of our tips of our chair to give it a different kind of a look. Kind of brushing it everywhere, just so we can get something different color to it, and it'll bring out those cut marks that we did, or that I did, like so. Just sort of brushing the tops of it all. Like I said, we're just trying to we'll keep the darkness on the inside of the chair, and then we'll have sort of a light looking, well, it's still kind of grayish kind of looking on the inside, or the outside of the chair. Our trees haven't really dried yet, for our roots. That's okay, we're painting around everything right now. And then what we're going to do is take some black. So a little bit more here. You know what? I'm going to just take that piece off here too. It was just too thin. We'll have it so it's sticking out like that. It'll look fine. Okay. Sometimes things don't stay well. Styrofoam kind of breaks. and that. So we kind of had to take these two little chunks off, but that's okay. It still looks like a throne-y kind of chair. All right, so then we're gonna take some black. We're gonna add that to our gray. We'll mix that up so it gives us a dark black gray. It doesn't give it a pure black. Boy, that light's bright, eh? Don't like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna paint our skulls. We're gonna put them black. And then we're gonna add, once this is dry, we will add a little bit of a white to them to get them to stick out. Like, if you put too much paint on a project, you'll lose all your detail. Like, you're just kind of sticking it on there. It's not good. Alright. You can still sort of brush on some of the gray in the corner here. So again, we will let this dry a little, and then we're going to give it a wash. Once it's dry, we'll give it a wash, and then we'll go on to putting our wings and our head. Won't have to show you guys, but with this wings, they're plastic, so I'm going to go give them a wash with soap and water just to get any kind of residue, because we may, I'm not sure what you guys think, but it's wait a minute, that's not the wing. The wing goes, how does the wing go? Oh yeah, like this. The wing will go in here like that. Like that. I don't know if you can see that, but it'll be like that. And we might just even leave it the color it is, because it's got the phoenix color. I don't know if I really want to paint them, but the head will go on the top like that. So you'll see it like that, and then yeah, we're gonna hot glue that on there. It won't come off. We'll go from there. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Didn't show you the last of the process. I forgot to press record. I'm talking to the camera and there's nobody. I'm looking. There's nothing going on. Stupid Frenchman. All right, so we're calling this guy done. Now remember, this is dollar store Phoenix styrofoam PROXXON tools. My own little wire cutter from Razor Tip that I made myself. A little bit of a imagination. And we got ourselves a PHENOX THROWN. Alright? As simple as that. Took the wings, cut them off. I split in there, opened it up, hot glue, shoved them in there, held it, burnt my fingers a couple times, hot glued the head on there. Some skulls, little skulls at the bottom. There's 3 at the bottom. Little bit of tree kind of growth. That's it. That's my idea for a throne. Let me know what you think. If I can get you guys to share it, get people to subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you like it, give me a thumbs down if it's there. Yeah, it's there, because there's always a jackass that does that. I know who you are. Leave me a comment. Everybody who watches my video, just leave me a comment. It makes me feel so much better when people say yay or nay, like it or don't. Don't just watch the video, just say, hey Rich, man, that looks stupid. Hey Rich, that looks awesome. Let me know what you think, alright? Alright. Stay tuned for the next build. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but we'll be doing it. And of course, we gotta say big thank you to everybody. All you guys. You, who support me. Who's always on my channel saying stuff. Who watches my videos. You guys are all awesome. Big thank you to PROXXON for sending me this equipment so I can do this. So much simpler, so much faster. Keep on building, keep on building. Don't forget, tip jar is always up there if you guys want to help out. I also have some stickers. Whatever the hell that was. I got some stickers and some patches if you guys are interested in supporting. I charge $15 for a patch and you get 2 of the stickers with it. So let me know if you're interested. And then we'll go from there. Alright guys. Thanks for watching. Remember, if I could do it, you could do it. Choose your own path.